Drizzy Drake, Champagne Poppy, everyone is counting you out. Kendrick Lamar keeps on annihilating you. He just dropped that Not Like Us music video. He had the pop out Ken and Friends concert. Bro, you're getting demolished. How can Drake make a comeback? How can Drake take this L and turn it into a W? How? Listen, there's two ways Drake can come back from this. There's two ways. The first option I see Drake doing, hopefully he does one of these options. The first way he can make a massive comeback is if right now he should focus on the album. Like, don't focus on the diss. He needs to forget about dissing Kendrick right now. He needs to forget about that. Like, he shouldn't step back into the ring. No, that's a bad move. Literally, because the reason why, no matter what Drake does, even if he comes out with the best diss record right now, people just despise Drake. Like, anything he does, they despise him. So if he comes out, like, especially him going against Kendrick Lamar, they chose Kendrick. It doesn't matter what Drake does. In terms of him versus Kendrick, even if Drake comes out with the best diss track of all time, they already chose Kendrick. It doesn't matter what Drake does. So my thing is, he needs to forget about Kendrick. He's gotta forget about the beef. Like, going back into the ring with is not a good idea. They already chose their winner. It's over. Drake should know it's over. It was over at the Hard Part 6. It was once Drake released the Hard Part 6 and Kendrick Lamar released that Not Like Us, it was done. People declared the winner. He should not come back. Focus on the album. And when I mean focus on the album, I don't think you should just drop an album immediately after. I think before you drop an album, you need to create a hit #1 record. Drake needs to create a hit #1 record. That's the only way. Before that album, because if he just drops the album right now, like, people, I feel like he won't do as much numbers because, like I said, everyone's against Drake right now. And if he just drops the album randomly without dropping a single first, a #1 hit record, if Drake drops a #1 hit record right now, people will forget the beef even existed. Literally, they're gonna, what, the beef again? Who cares? Drake has a #1 hit record. This is a banger. If Drake comes back with a banger, I'm telling you, that's what he should do. And he should release a song, be like a hit record. If the first song you release is not a hit record, come back again, release another one. The second one, release a second one. Make sure that one is a hit record. If that one's not a hit record, release a third one and make sure it's a hit record. You can't release that album without having a hit record before. You need a hit record before you drop the album. Once you release the hit record, then you can get into the album with a hit record already, and people will go into the album expecting bangers, and people will be anticipated for bangers in the album. That's what I'm saying. Option 2, what Drake can do, but he's not gonna do, but this is probably the best option. If I was Drake, I would do this. This is the second option. Go quiet for 2 years. I'm talking about, don't post anything on Instagram. Don't let anyone see you outside anywhere. Don't let anyone take pictures of you. Just go silent, complete silence for 2 years. Just 2 years. Then in 2 years time, release a new album out of nowhere. Because I feel like that's a good option for Drake right there. If he goes silent for 2 years, because Drake, look at Drake recently. We've been for the last 5 years, we've gone 2 albums each year from Drake. He's been releasing too much. And if he goes silent for 2 years, he'll build up anticipation. People are gonna wonder, what is Drake? How has Drake reinvented himself after the beef? It's been 2 years. He hasn't said anything for 2 years. He's been silent for 2 years. He has something. He's gonna come back with something. Everyone will be anticipated. The whole world, I'm telling you, everyone's gonna tune in because it will be 2 years of hiatus of nothing from Drake. I think if he did that, he would make a grand comeback. But he's not gonna do that. So option 1, release the album, but before the album you need a hit record. If he just releases the album, it's not gonna do numbers like that, I'm telling you. And when you release the album, make sure the album is released after Kendrick releases the album. You can't release the album before no, because I'm telling you right now, if Drake tries to drop the album before Kendrick does, Kendrick is gonna drop his album the same day as Drake. He has to wait. He just has to wait for Kendrick to release his album first. That's what he needs to do. So Drake, you got two options. Drake. You got two options. It's not over. You have two options. If I was Drake, I would choose the second option. That's the best option, but he's not gonna choose that. Go with the first option then. Hit record, then the album.